Hello folks, welcome back to Michelle Reads a Lot of Fantasy, I read a lot of fantasy. On this channel I do book hauls, book reviews of both fantasy and of course some science fiction. And in today's video I am going to be doing a review of The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. So I bought this book back like the beginning part of the year, when I had to go back to Barnes & Noble to get a replacement for my Nook Lenovo, or my Nook tablet as I like to call it. So for people that don't know, I actually have a Nook tablet as well as a typical Nook e-reader that all it does is play audiobooks, and I can read books. And speaking of audiobooks, I am purchasing 3 audiobooks this week. They are going to be, all 3 of them are going to be part of the first Wall trilogy. I started listening to the blade itself on Spotify. However, I'm only allowed to listen to it for 15 hours. I have to wait until the next cycle comes along before I can finish reading it. I absolutely do not want to wait until like later on this month to actually read it or listen to it again, so I'm actually going to get it off of Barnes & Noble. They're $5 a piece, so I'm looking at about $15. So yes, I will be spending about $16, close to $17 on Barnes & Noble to get the ebooks, not ebooks, the audiobooks, and I will be listening to it on my phone. I actually have the Nook app on here, so I can listen to audiobooks as well. I also do still have The Red Queen, and I have actually been away from that book for quite some time, so I will begin back to listen to it and everything. So yes, let's get back to it. So The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien, which is the first book in the trilogy, which is The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I did read this book on Kindle. I actually got it from the library. It took quite some time to get it, but I managed to get it. And this is the top tier fantasy series, fantasy book and fantasy series. Nothing can quite beat J.R.R. Tolkien's writing, how he describes characters, their situations they go through, the friendship, the fellowship, everything about it. And the last chapter of the book is breaking up the fellowship, which is essentially where people go their own way. Essentially, I'm guessing to see who can reach the Galdor first. This is the quest to destroy the one ring of power. That's just being, basically, it is Sauron's ring, and it was actually taken from him. This is also the series where we do encounter Gollum, though we do see him in The Hobbit. So I watched the movies when I was in my 20s. Most people who are in their 40s, they did watch the movies when they were in their 20s. And this made me wonder if The Fellowship of the Ring was better than the movie version of the book, and it turns out the book is actually better. I like all the situations that the characters end up in. I'm reading this book, and I'm actually going to get it on audiobook so that if I miss anything, I will be able to listen to it. And all in all, they go through some pretty, harrowing experiences trying to get to this mountain. You have orcs in it, you have elves in it, you have all the staples of fantasy that you would expect. There's a lot of like Norse mythology, like Norse wording, or like Tolkien was heavily influenced by like the Norse. If you look at like, the first book in the poetic Edda. One of the elves that is mentioned in it is named Gandalf, so you get where he got that from. I found this book to be amazing. By the time I was done reading this book, I really got the feeling that this is why people try to imitate Tolkien. His books are just so good. I enjoyed The Hobbit so much that when I saw the special edition of The Hobbit, I bought it. Yes, it was $60, but it was worth it, people. It was worth it. I loved it. It was everything that I wanted in a fantasy book, and it was just amazing. I like the characters. I like the struggles. I absolutely loved Gandalf. I really can see why Ian McKellen was chosen for the role, because he just delivers a very powerful performance as Gandalf. All in all, great book, and I would definitely put this on the top tier shelf, definitely. Alright, so I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, and as I said, I will be getting the ebook version of this book, but it's going to be on my Nook. That's going to be later on this month, not this week, because I don't know if I mentioned it. I hope I am going to be getting the audiobook of the First Law trilogy, and because I am in the middle of listening to The Blade itself, but once I hit 15 hours, I cannot listen to any more until my new billing cycle comes around. I don't want to wait. So as soon as that 15 hours comes, I'm going to immediately switch over to the Nook app, and I will be listening to the rest of the book. I also will be getting back to listening to The Red Queen. That was a book I stopped listening to 4 months ago. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yes, it is raining. Yep, my Tuesday is very wet. It is very, very wet. I have to wait until 7:15 to put my clothes in the dryer. So yeah, I'm having a very wet night. So I will see you guys around until next time. Be well, and keep on reading those fantasy books. And I'd like to note, I'm now up to 2 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it.